Welcome to Deadman Presents. This is the only Sheffield-based underground music show on the planet, coming to you live on SLTV. Thanks a lot to everyone who tuned in to our first show. This is our second show, and we've got loads for you. We've got a live and exclusive performance from Ayu Acid crew. We've got some local music videos. We're going to be talking about Stag Works, which is where we are right now. But before that, we took our cameras last weekend to Roots down at Attercliffe, and we did an interview with Kenny Ken and caught up with all the action down there. Alright guys, we're down at Roots tonight, down in Attercliffe. Got the 20Hz sound system, Kenny Ken playing old school jungle, Aphrodite, Kid Lib, Komodo, Adam Prescott, whole heap of Sheffield artists on tonight. It's going to be wicked.
Sheffield bosses, stand easy. Junglist. This how we do it with the Sheffield sound. This how we do it with the... This how we do it with the Sheffield style. This how we do it with the... That's how we do it with the Sheffield style. Kenny Ken comes to Broadway.
Right, we're here at Roots with one and only Kenny Ken, fresh off the decks. Enjoy the set?
Yep, definitely enjoyed my set. They told me that they wanted Ragga Jungle tonight, which is, you know, right up my street.
Yeah, you give it to them, definitely.
Yeah, so I just... It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, because they might think I'm just being lazy, but it is easy when I have to play Ragga Jungle, because that's where I'm coming from. So, you know, it's right on my street, and Ragga Jungle set all day long.
You've been playing in Sheffield quite a lot over the years for Roots, Junglist Alliance. What do you reckon when you come here? Do you like it?
Sheffield, last time I played in Sheffield, in fact, most of the times I play in Sheffield, they want the Ragga. You know what I mean? So I like coming there because, like, if I can just play a straight Ragga set without nothing else, I'm happy. Really, really happy. Don't get me wrong, I love my jungle, drum and bass and all that, but the Ragga, you don't get to play a full Ragga set in that all the, you know, regular. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when the promoter says to me he wants pure Ragga, he don't want no jump up, he don't want no drum and bass, he don't want nothing, he just wants Ragga, yeah, I'm up for that.
Wicked,
you know what I mean?
What do you reckon of the jungle scene as it's going at the moment?
Well, on Facebook today and yesterday, everyone's saying that jungle's going downhill and drum and bass is going downhill. That's all BS. Right, that's just a load of BS. It's not going downhill, it's going up.
Definitely, I'd agree. Well, Sheffield, we love it. We absolutely love it. Dubstep. So another thing as well, I thought, I'm a son of a DJ, and you've got a son who's a DJ.
Yeah.
So what's that like? Do you ever have any, my dad bought me my first decks. Did you sort your son for his first decks?
He nicked mine. He took mine. He took my decks, my records, busted my needles every week.
I was going to say that.
Practicing. I used to come home and go and practice on a Saturday afternoon, put the thing would just skip across the record, no needle. And Christopher's out with his friends, so I can't even cuss him because he's on road, you know what I mean? But like, it's all worth it because like he's doing well now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
yeah.
So it's good to have a son as a DJ because, you know, I'm a lot older and like sometimes you get set in your ways.
Yeah.
So he brings new things to the table and he keeps me going. You know what I mean? When he brings a new bit of equipment or a new anything new, I'll always say to him, "What's that?" And then he'll tell me how it works.
Yeah.
And that's how I keep up with the times.
Yeah. Well, my dad taught me to use a computer when I was a kid. Now it comes to me how to use this smartphone.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'm the same with Chrissy. I'll just call him and I'll just say, "Chrissy, hear what now? I've got this thing on my computer, right, and I don't know how it works. Can you show me how it works?" And he'll show me, you know what I mean? Because like he's just computer whiz kid, you know what I mean?
That's nice. I remember we had you at Band on the Wall in Manchester, 2004.
I remember that.
And he was a young lad still there. He was carrying his dad's box.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. He's done his apprenticeship, definitely.
Yeah. Well, mine are a little bit little for that. They're not really allowed in yet. So I'm getting him schooled up.
I put him in front of a Dex. I put him in front of a Dex when he was 4 years old.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And then from there, he obviously couldn't play.
Yeah.
But I planted the seed, you know what I mean? Kind of thing.
And that's why your needles got broke as well.
Yeah. Enough needles, untold needles. I'm talking about. I must have spent about grand on needles. And that's no joke because my needles ain't no cheap needles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
So what are you doing for the future then now?
Future, I'm concentrating on my production at the moment. I'm really kind of heavy on it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of big producers have offered me help, but I want to do it myself because that's the only way I'm going to get my sound, Kenny Ken sound, you know what I mean? You know, you could go to a producer and say, I want to build a tune and build it in a day or a couple of days, but then it's not 100% how you wanted it, you know, because he's always going to interpret what you're saying his way, you know what I mean? And I want to do it my way. So it's taken a bit of time, but, you know, I'm sure it'll be worth it in the end.
Cool.
You know what I mean? And also, my label, Mix and Blend, we've just had a release out by Jamie Irie. Next track on Mix and Blend is by Will Miles, a track called Smoke 'Em and another track called Like We Used To. And then hopefully the next release after that is going to be myself.
Cool. Good.
I'm working on a few things, and it's getting there, you know what I mean?
Wicked.
You know?
I got plenty of those vinyl in my collection. For those who don't know, maybe a bit younger, one of the biggest tunes in the whole jungle scene on Mix and Blend.
Every Man.
Every Man.
Every Man.
Stevie Acid.
Well, the original came out on rugged vinyl.
Yes, true. Yeah,
when I done it, it came out on rugged vinyl.
Under your name.
Then, under my name. Well, I think it's DRS featuring Kenny Ken. You know what I mean?
Two of them on rugged vinyl.
But since then, rugged vinyl's kind of not around a lot now, so I've just kind of took Every Man as my own thing. And there's been a few remixes over the years by Benny Page, Digital. You know, there's been a few remixes done. I mean, I've got, I don't know if you've heard of Annex and Decimal Bass. Well, they want to do a remix for me, so...
So that tune's living on?
Yeah, oh yeah, it'll definitely live on, because I was talking to them guys in Spain last week, and like they said to me, Ken, what about a Every Man remix? And if I would want anyone to do it, it would be them, because them boys are on point at the moment. You know? So maybe there might be a new remix coming out. I don't know yet. I haven't given them the parts yet, but you know, we'll see.
Wicked. All right, lastly, I think I've said that already. As a youth, you're a little bit naughty, and kind of for you, DJing helped you to find something to do? DJing
just straightened me out. Any young kids watching this program, right? If you're out on road doing your little hustling or whatever you're doing, right, it ain't gonna last for long, because sooner or later you're gonna get caught, you're gonna get shot, or you're gonna go to jail. One of the things gonna happen to you. It's not gonna last forever. So try and find something else to interest your mind. I found music, and music saved me. And that's what you got to do. You just got to find something to occupy your brain. You know what I mean? Instead of going out on road and doing bad things, you know? Find something that ain't bad, but you can earn some serious money from.
Brilliant. That's fantastic.
Special request to all the high-grade posse. Why? Special request to all the high-grade posse. Yes, big respect, much love. Where's the high-grade posse? Special request to all the junglist massive. Junglist posse. Special. High-grade posse. Herbsman, all over town. Forward 100 pounds. Alright, we're getting high down. Herbsman, all over town. Rocking with the high-grade sound. Junglist Alliance, stop that. Yes, Kenny.
Right, I'm here with Mark Akid, 20Hz sound system and the promoter of Roots.
Always a pleasure.
It wouldn't have been fair to catch up with you at the actual event, because as any music promoter knows, you're rushed off your feet, running around, sorting everything out, and you did it very well, so big up.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, anytime, man, always a pleasure.
Okay. We've come down to the Harley. Now, the Harley, many of you might come here to party, and hopefully some of you know about the Twisted Burgers. I know Mark's a big fan.
I'm a very big fan, a very big advocate of the Twisted Burger Company.
So Twisted Burger recently have started doing their burgers late night. You can get them from Sunday till Wednesday till 4 AM in the morning.
Absolutely amazing time, really good for post-flyer admissions and late night events. Finish stuff at 3 in various other clubs and go straight to the Harley for food. It's perfect.
And you can avoid the West Street kebabs.
Yeah, you get to not have a terrible West Street kebab, which is a pleasure.
And you can eat it in, you can take it out, it's really good. And also, if you've got a hand stamp from any event in Sheffield, not just Harley events, literally any event in Sheffield, you can come to the Harley any day of the week and get your breakfast for £1 off, just by showing your hand stamp.
Which is good for us. We finish at 6 AM most of the time. Place opens at 7:30 in the morning.
So you come straight here?
Literally walk here from the event, get straight in and get your breakfast for £1 cheaper. It's perfect.
So thanks a lot to the Harley, and big up to Twisted Burger Company. So Mark, did you enjoy your last event?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wish for anything better. Tickets sold out a week and a half in advance. Everybody came down, no fights, no one getting ejected, really nice vibes, sound systems were on point. The artists enjoyed it, most of all the punters and the customers enjoyed it, and that's the main thing, having a nice vibe. And yeah, couldn't have asked for a better starting event to this season, really.
Good, yeah. So yeah, first event of the new season. You had a lot of good artists on as well. I was really struck by that.
It's every now and again you get to put on lineups that you as a promoter look at musically and go, I would go to that, and really, really nail down an artist list that is quite impressive. And for Sheffield on an old school jungle tip, since I don't think we've seen lineups like that since the days when you were promoting, really.
Well, we're not here to talk about
that.
So tell us a bit about yourself and your Sheffield history.
Well, my musical history in Sheffield comes from starting to engineer bands about 10 years ago at a place called Under the Boardwalk, where I used to engineer thrash metal and death metal bands on a Tuesday, which was great fun. And then from there I've worked for various PA touring companies and live event companies, and off the back of that I started my own sound system in PA 6 years ago and started promoting 3 years ago. So it's come from a live music background and ended up in the sound system world, the promotion world, and dance music essentially, which is really good.
So what drove you to actually build your own sound system?
It's a weird combination now, because when I originally got into it, I ended up going to a dance music event, having no idea what it was, and stood next to a wall of boxes, which then made some noise that I was quite impressed by. And after that, went to a Sequoia event, at Club Shush, and heard a full sound system going for it, and just that moment clicked when you hear and feel the vibration, and you realise there's something to it, there's something wonderful about that low bass end, that sound system music, and that unity that it brings to the dance. And it's all come from that, from sound system culture and quality underground music, and wanting to do it properly, going to commercial clubs and not seeing it done properly, making us want to take it out of the commercial clubs into warehouses, other places, and do it all ourselves. But it allows us to bring the proper sound systems, do the underground artists, and bring the kind of flavour and quality of events that I used to go to when I was 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's great to be able to put back from the music that I used to go to when I was younger.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of underground music done properly. Just because it's in an underground venue doesn't mean it has to be done shoddily, and I know you're a proponent of that. So tell us a little bit about some of your highlights. It's been quite a while now.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Purely, let's say, from the last few years, we had Mungo's Hi-Fi last year for the 20Hz sound system birthday and my birthday in Castle House, which is a centralised post office in Sheffield. So we put the full Mungo's Hi-Fi sound system in a post office. That was a very interesting event. There's a lot of people that really enjoyed that. And just being able to take up warehouse spaces and put in the adequate, if not slightly more than necessary, sound systems that you want to see at an event. Going to an event and seeing these big artists, you want to hear it done properly, it needs to be crisp, tight, and most of all, you need to feel that bass end. If you can't feel the bass, it's not an underground night, it's not sound system culture, and it's trying to do bass music in a compromised way to a point.
Yeah.
So it's about the sound system stuff. Mungo's in a post office was amazing, and we had Serial Killers for the birthday earlier this year, which was in the same venue we just done. That was great. We had Icicle last year in a 75 capacity room with about 30,000 watts of sound system in it. That was impressive. That was enjoyable to do. We had Icicle asked if he could play for the next 4 hours for the rest of the night. So,
for those who don't know, Icicle is a dubstep purist, bass-heavy dubstep purist.
And drum and bass, yeah.
Yes, and drum and bass as well.
But he makes deep, dark, minimal music, and it is designed to be heard of a proper sound.
For sure. Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about your next event you got in Sheffield.
Next event we've got for Roots is 31st of October. It's back at the same venue we just done, up on Attercliffe Road. For this one, we've for the drum and bass and garagey grime room, we've gone very specific. We've got Tough Breaks taking over the room to do some breaks and bassline and garagey stuff. And then we've got yourself coming down to play a set, Danny and Revolver and Leona coming to play. And the headline for that one is Maldini playing a Bad Company UK classic set. So that's something I've wanted to book for ages. A lot of people know Bad Company because of the 9 track and various other bits. Really happy to have that. And on top of all that, in the other room, we've got Sinai Sound Systems full sound coming out for the first time. And we've got Soom T, Mungo's Hi-Fi and Scotch Bonnet. and OBF sound system flying in from France with Shanty D and Rico to do a set. So the next one's looking wicked. It's Halloween, and it should be absolutely massive.
A lot of international artists.
We're going all out and flying the right people in for the right events now.
Yeah, Soon T, for those who don't know, associated with Mungo's Hi-Fi, Glaswegian female vocalist. Very nearly a foreigner if they'd have voted the other way. But not so often in Sheffield, so that'd be my pick of that event.
It's hard to pin her down. I had to book her in February to get her for October. It's a difficult one to get to, but
she's a busy lady.
She's a very busy lady. I think she's in Helsinki the day before or something.
So what date's this event?
This is October 31st, obviously in Sheffield, up on Attercliff Road. It's number 575, it's a big box building, but once you get onto the road you can see it. We usually have quite big queues outside. It sells out on a regular, so urge people to buy some tickets, obviously, with the promo hype.
Yeah, well, I'll be there doing my jungle thing as well. Mark has very kindly said that we can have 2 free tickets, so for anybody who's watching on our social media, if you can get onto Twitter, give us a follow, or come onto the Deadman Presents Facebook page and give us a new like. Anybody who does it up to then, I'm going to be choosing between them and give 2 free tickets away. It is for 18s only, unfortunately. You've got to be 18 and above. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Happy to chat to you anytime.
Fantastic. Right, I hope you enjoyed the Roots feature. Before we go any further, I just wanted to say a few things about some local Sheffield record labels who are putting out vinyl. This first one I've got is Fat World EP. It's called Time Dons, and it's on Off Me Nut Records. Now, for those of you who know Off Me Nut, they've been putting out MP3s for years, doing some fantastic parties as well, but this is their first vinyl release. It's got 4 tracks on it, featuring the vocals from Devilman, Tezkid, Tenic and Leona. That's out now. You can get it via their Bandcamp. The second one, this is Green Bay Wax. This is run by a mate of mine, Kidlib. This is proper authentic 93-94 jungle, made with Ataris and Akis. It sounds absolutely spot on. They've done 3 vinyls, their 4th one is just about to come out. If you get onto their Bandcamp, you can pre-order it, ready to come out on November the 17th.
Out all my skanking crew, out all the ladies.
Right, we've come inside Stag Works now. We're in a studio called Box Studios. For those who don't know about Stag Works, it's a very old industrial building which was originally full of little mesters. These would be people who were finishing cutlery, doing stuff related to Sheffield's old industries. Nowadays, all those little spaces, or most of them, have been turned into stuff to do with the music industry. So recording studios, rehearsal spaces, DJs working on their mixes, producers, everything goes on in here. The building itself is in need of a bit of work, but there's so much creative stuff happening inside, it doesn't really matter. All the artists in Sheffield will have passed through here in one way or another. Arctic Monkeys manager was here. There's been thousands and thousands of bands passed through over the years. I've got some of my own memories from here. My dad had an office downstairs for a long time where they used to run Head Charge and stuff like that with Jamie and Boz, who was in a group called Heim. We also rented a bit of studio space about 10 years ago to do Junglist Alliance. That was my crew back then. And I can remember some of the parties that we had. These would probably be private parties. There was one in a room which is about 2 floors down from where I'm standing. And it was my mate Tim Walker's birthday. He was my Junglist Alliance partner. And we had absolutely filled the space. I mean, it was rammed. And the floor, I think the floor had become maybe a bit damp with beer, but also there was probably a bit too many people in it as well. And I was DJing and I had the decks, the table was next to me, and the floor, there were so many people and so much stuff going on in the room that the floor was just bouncing up and down, and I had my leg wedging the decks up so that I could keep the record player stable and stop the needle from skipping, and the atmosphere was just absolutely amazing. I'd love to go to a party like that every weekend. So we're going to finish off the show tonight with a brand new project from Titch of Off Me Nut Records and Christopher Rave. They're doing a thing called Ayu Acid, and it's a live show with tons of hardware. They're going to do a jam for us to finish us off.